The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. Hit it indeed. Sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill, and at the end of the drill, we have a little prize pack for you just because we care.
Yeah, baby.
And it's a Friday spectacular, Beef.
Yeah, stay tuned at the end of the segment. Danny will give out a number, and one lucky Guggen's going to take home a floral arrangement from our friends at Kuhn Flowers and a $50 gift card to Publix.
All right, we got a Friday 5-pack coming up, so this isn't a wagering question, but as we've now worked our way through the disappointment of last week, I thought Todd Wash did a very smart thing yesterday, and he put it all on him, when in reality it was as much on the players probably as him. He couldn't actually go out there and make the tackles, but by saying that we got too cute and we should just play our style, he can give them even confidence, if it's false confidence or not, that they can return to how they play Jaguar defense, and they'll be fine this week at Houston. So what's your gut tell you on how this defense responds to maybe as bad a game as we've seen them play? And that includes, the Cowboys last year and the 49ers 2 years ago.
My gut is that they won't play as poorly as there's too much talent on that side of the ball.
Do you think they'll win the game? Or
No.
No.
Do you?
I mean, I want to. My wanting them to win, maybe clouding my. I mean, I will go ahead and claim that spread in the 5-pack. I like the spread. I think they'll play more Jaguar football. I do.
Good.
So hopefully they can make a play at the end. The rookie quarterback with Foles, I'd feel a lot better.
I would be content if they got either a stop or a score needed to win in the fourth quarter. That's what I think you have to. If you're the Jags, I mean, you have to kind of be thinking that.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Houston doesn't want to go 0-2 either. They just lost a tough one on the road to New Orleans.
I thought last night was a perfect example, though, of don't just assume anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right,
Tampa Bay.
Right, Carolina's got to have that game last night.
And again, I think that's more that. I think that's more a narrative about how bad Carolina seems to look.
Could be.
I didn't think Jameis was great. He was okay. He didn't turn it over, so that's a positive step.
I know the real message out of the Carolina Panthers are dead and buried, and Cam Newton's career is over. He's terrible.
Yeah,
he's a liability at quarterback.
Shockingly,
they may have won the game with Will Grier at quarterback. I believe that.
I don't know that, but I know he has to.
He went 29 for 51 or 25 for 51, sub 50%.
Less than 50%. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would go with
but
a
it was
rookie.
like He
doesn't
so many
run
guys.
anymore.
And I don't buy the, they were getting to him. I watched the game. They sacked him 3 times. Okay, well, that's 51 attempts. 3 times, that ain't bad.
He dresses like a granny going to get her hair done at the salon.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I don't know what that scarf was all about. That was also scary.
It's something.
Remember yesterday I told you how I just feel like the world's turning on the Browns?
Yes.
More evidence of that yesterday. And we mentioned the Odell Beckham wearing the watch. It was a minor part of our narrative earlier in the week. We were more grinding on the Jags and our local teams. But I was thinking about that whole Odell thing. Odell, forced himself into the news yesterday again, calling Greg Williams a cheap shot artist. Yeah, no kidding, Odell. We've all heard of Bountygate. Were you alive then? But, whatever. Odell Beckham has a way of making any and every matchup all about him.
I do feel like, in that respect, Greg Williams is an awful human being.
Well, he does do that.
Yeah, he's an awful human
That's
being.
not the argument, but we don't need Odell Beckham
to tell us.
You just got killed by Tennessee. Maybe worry, but my point is the brethren are turning Odell a little bit too. I saw Warren Sapp criticizing him for that $350,000 watch he wore. Mm-hmm. He said you can't wear a watch that expensive and play like a $2 bill. That don't get it done. And there's also a tone deafness there, Dan, with Odell that might not be as relevant if he were in New York or L.A. or San Francisco or Chicago or a bigger, flashier market. But he's in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know if it's cool to wear something on your left wrist in a football game that costs more than your entire fan base, most of the people in your fan base's house. It's more than most people in your fan base make in a year. I don't know why that's necessary, quite frankly. Put a sweatband on.
Yeah.
So the Browns have a must-win against the Jets this weekend, and they're probably going to win. I mean,
we're halfway home to the dime bet on this one.
What's the dime bet?
Jets in the playoffs.
I didn't dime bet that, did I?
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, I told him all bets are off when you lose a quarterback week 1. I've not heard of an NFL quarterback going out with mono. I mean, that's when you know you're snake bit.
Yeah. That's the Jets.
Yeah.
That's why you make the bet. A couple things that, hey, you know
Beef,
me.
you have that written down. Did I make an official dime bet on that?
Beef has it.
The Jets
in
making the playoffs?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Next 2 years.
Yeah.
Next 2 years. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm okay then.
Yeah.
I got
Halfway
longer than-
home.
Well, that's true. It's not going to be this year, not
No.
losing your quarterback.
No.
And that's, unfortunately, now that I'm a Browns hater, is going to give the Browns a bump on Monday night.
Now when you need Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
To come out of nowhere. A couple neat things. Shout out to Georgia fan. Pink out is a great idea. I read a story on the coach Anderson at Arkansas State and his wife Wendy, who passed away here at the beginning of the year. And anyone who deals with cancer knows. I mean, it's just it's such a dreaded, hateful disease, and it was a heartbreaking story. So anyway, that's a nice
Good
gesture.
for Georgia to get win, learn, and to show that. It's easier to do that against a team you're expecting to, handle pretty easily.
AC Gate continues. Texas says locker room review shows normal temps. So.
Well, you know what? If LSU's lying about that, shame on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the win. That should be
I know.
enough, right?
I know.
So I don't know what to make of that. I know it's
Yeah.
pretty common to mess with the other team. So if I were Texas, I would have just dropped this and don't make somebody now go try and prove that you're lying about your thermostat. I would imagine, though, we need 1 week of games and that'll be forgotten.
Yeah. The wild card situation stayed the same last night. Everybody seemed to win, I think.
I think the Braves have an
Appreciate you doing me a solid there.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. We can't win them all. We're doing fine. The Braves have an 8.5 game lead with 14 left, so I believe that means I believe their magic number is 8. I believe 8.
Yeah.
I know how to factor. I learned how to factor the magic number. I've never really known exactly what to do.
It's impressive.
You take the number of games you're ahead in the loss column, you times it by 2, and you no, that's not right.
I'm just excited about.
like
add
the
1.
money again.
You take the number in the loss column. You add 1.
I'm just excited about getting. I don't know, the Dodgers' big 3 thrown at us this weekend. Thank you, LA. You
I would
dirty
like
dogs.
to do damage. I don't really care so much about. We've got a 3-gamer. The Nats have already choked away their chances of catching us. They did that when they just played like little leaguers in Atlanta and lost 3 out of 4 when they absolutely had to have it. They showed the kind of heart and what they're made of. So the Nats they're just an afterthought in this postseason. They have no chance of advancing. They're gutless and heartless, and they can't beat teams that matter. So we start a 3-game series with them tonight. They can sweep us for all I care. They're not catching us, but they won't. But congratulations to Philly, on their big win last night. I will say this about the Phillies, good for them showing a little bit of moxie last night. They did start the season sweeping the Braves in Atlanta, and I heard a lot from Philly fan then and from Major League Baseball about the big, tough Phillies. So congrats on the Phillies last night, making it a 4-game split and pulling within 14 of the division lead with 14 to go.
Oh,
so
boy.
Congratulations. Moxie is what I call that. Courage to earn the 4-game split at home, I'll toss in, so that you can remain 14 games back with, 14 to play. So congrats, Philly.
Our drill poll question of the day presented by Lock and Law DUI and Criminal Defense. Know before you blow, 858-9818. What must you see happen Sunday for the Jags to win? Do you need 5+ sacks from the defense? Do you need Fournette with 25 to 30 touches? Do you need the Jags to get 3 turnovers? Do you need 0 impact from J.J. Watt?
I need first 3, all of the above.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
That's not an offer, though.
Yeah, you need the defense to get sacks. You need Leonard Fournette to control the tempo.
Well,
of the
at
game.
Dan Hicken, Jags get 3 turnovers, the early leader.
Yeah, that
44%.
always. That normally completely tells the
I would
story.
expect Leonard Fournette to get a lot of touches, but you don't get a lot of touches if things aren't going well.
Although the Bills last week had 4 turnovers, the Jets had none, and the Bills
Yeah.
won the game.
That's a shock.
That's my dime bet pick.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
The Friday 5-pack is coming up next.
Oh.
See if we can rebound from kind of so-so weeks last week.
Okay.
I plan on doing that. I have a couple of games that have caught my eye, so stay tuned for that.
I like
the Friday 5-pack coming up next.
Let's do caller number 2
all
at
right.
641-1010. Caller number 2, Beef, tell them and remind them one more time what they're about to win.
Yeah, call number 2 right now, 641-1010. Going to take home a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers and a $50 gift card from Publix. Friday 5-pack coming up next.